Hey, it's Gummo from Old World Fanatics with our first ever unboxing review. So a little bit of a different video for us. If you haven't followed us before, you've just stumbled across this because you've been searching for Saturn for 3D printers from Elegoo. We're an actual tabletop gaming channel for Old World, which is Warhammer Old World, tabletop game from Games Workshop. So please, if you like that type of stuff and that's why you're buying a printer, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff that you should be doing these days to support creators. Anyway, a little bit, let's get that out of the way. Bit of intro about me. I do not know anything about 3D printing, so this will be an interesting unboxing. So if you're coming here for pro tips, stuff like that, I'm just starting out, okay? So there's three of us on our podcast. Josh is our resident 3D printing expert. But look, it was my birthday this week, decided to take a look at printers, and Elegoo obviously were pre-ordering or releasing the Saturn 4 and Saturn 4 Ultra 3D printing range that they've just brought out. Now, as a beginner, I was umming and ahhing on the Ultra, and there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube if you want to see the unboxing of the Ultras. I haven't really seen anyone, I think there's one video I saw sort of comparing the two and had them there. But yeah, mine came last week. I was on holidays, back yesterday. I thought, well, why don't we pull it out and see what it looks like. In terms of space in this video, we usually do battle reports in here. I don't really have a lot of room. This is a really big box. That's the first thing you notice. I do know by looking at some of the other Ultra unboxings that it's not this big, it's just packed really well. So I'm gonna go and open it in a minute. I just wanted to also say that, probably as a spoiler, I think the Ultra is actually a really good product as well. It's about, Australian-wise, about $150 more than this guy. So whatever that is in US, might be $100 or something. I just knew from being a beginner, the reason why I went with this one is trying to minimize costs, basically. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use it. I'm going to have problems, all that sort of stuff. Lots of other stuff to buy with, obviously with resin printing. So I wasn't just going to buy all the bells and whistles. And initially when I looked at the Ultra specs, things like the webcam and stuff, I thought, man, probably don't need that. Wi-Fi, I mean, I'd love Wi-Fi. It's a really good addition to the Ultra. This doesn't have it. But I guess people have been plugging USB sticks into 3D scanners for, well, not decades, but you know what I mean. So it's probably, I'm not going to miss that if I never had it. So what I'll probably do is I'll start unboxing it. I'll probably have to move the camera around. So let's just go with that. Anyway, hopefully I don't kill myself. As I said, first ever, I've never really done unboxings. I'm not that type of person usually, but I would like to make a few more videos as we go with setting this up and, printing armies and things like that, just as a beginner set. What have I learned, using all the tools you need to use about resins and all that stuff. So I don't know, if you're starting out as well, maybe this will be a good, I'll put together a YouTube playlist as I build this up over the coming weeks and months, so you can follow along as well. We can learn together. Anyway, so I will try and tip it forward, but then I may have to just move the camera because it's a pretty big box and I don't have a massive room here to set multiple cameras up. I don't want to stack it either, but you can sort of see it's got all these little cardboard things they've put on it. I'll just throw them down there. I guess this is like a air padded sort of thing, so I'll pull all that out so you guys we don't have to waste too much time. Might even speed this up. There is something on the side here. This is our power line. I guess that's like probably, yeah, AU. So this is be switched in for different geographies, for different types of. Cool. Okay, well this comes out. And I put that right in front of my face. Great camera work, Colin. Okay, now what I might do is I will try and point this up to you guys, and then I'll adjust the cameras and we'll go with there. Yeah, so it's basically designed to slip out this way. So let's do that without breaking this thing. Now, the obvious thing with the Ultra and non-ultra, is that what we're calling it? Is the non-ultra's got this cool green, I actually like it. If you're a Necron player in 40K, you'd love it. Green cover, whereas the ultra is pretty much all grey. So that's the first obvious sign. But I do believe it's made out of different stuff, but this is an ultra review. Anyway, I'm going to slip it right out and then potentially change some camera angles. Right, so I've just removed that out of the box and moved the camera a little bit forward, just not zoomed right in yet. This was also in there, which that's not going to come up less light, it's just there. Pretty standard instruction book. Might go through that later, but let's actually have a look what we actually get in this. Everything else must be inside this, because I don't think there was anything else in the box. So I'll just get this guy off. So there is some sticky tape. I'm trying to scratch it. Cool, so now you can really see that green. Now this is obviously one of the new additions, I guess, to the Saturn 4 range, which is the flip lid. Which obviously means, again, I've never had a 3D printer, but obviously I've seen the ones where the lid comes off straight up. So I guess you just got to be conscious of the, if I spin this, how much more extra room you're going to need at the back here as well as the top, which can probably leave the measurements around, but you can probably find them as well. What have we got on the outside? I mean, obviously they've got the screen. I'll have to plug that in soon. Over on this side, which is, I guess, the front right, because this is the front. The front right, you've got all the power here, all the controls, sorry. So you've the power switch, DC in, and USB. So obviously this doesn't have Wi-Fi like the Ultra. Everything's got to come in the dongle, which I guess one thing I'll have to do, a USB stick, is check firmware. Obviously, good thing about the wireless one would be probably it would tell you, I'm assuming, that it needs a firmware update, and like any piece of electronics, always best to keep it up to date. Back, if I spin this around, what do we got here? With my limited knowledge, I think the only thing I do know that these guys support is air ventilation, and I think it also still can use the Elegoo air purification units, whatever that you can actually put on them. I'm not going to be doing that where I've got it out in the shed. It's got a bit of ventilation, hopefully, but we'll see. Just air vents on that side, so nothing much. Man, it's kind of heavy, but I'm assuming that's potentially also what's in there, but maybe they all are this heavy. I don't know. But anyway, let's lift this guy up. More padding. I mean, it's packed pretty well. I'm guessing this is, actually I don't know what this is. Is that just, I don't know, we've got some stuff in there. Packed pretty nicely. I'll just get that out. Sounds like tools and things. And that is just extruded foam, whatever it is. Okay, here's the build plate. Just get that. Okay, cool. And the vat. Is it the vat? Reservoir? Whatever you want to call it. Now that's interesting. Let's just see, what do we got in here? Yeah, cool. Okay, we'll go through that in a minute. I'll just get this guy out. Actual build plate. Cool, that's all that is. So that's all there. You've got the bit of a, obviously peel this off. And attention about please press firmly on the build plate when tightening the screws. Please remove the protective film before printing, obviously. Yeah, nice, cool. And then you do have two screws on. So this is this clamp actually, which is a new addition as well. I do believe a lot of 3D printers here, you've got, screws and up to 4 screws to actually put the build plate on. This is just a one-click pull down lever, and then obviously it does its auto leveling as well. So I'm hoping for a beginner like me, it's actually an easy printer to use, but this won't be a using video yet. I obviously need to still finalize a few more purchases, mainly just alcohol. I think I've got everything now, but we'll see. So I'm just taking this guy off. Pretty weighty, pretty weighty. Obviously some, you know, protective plastics we need to peel off before we get going, and there's the LCD screen as well. So pretty much as you would expect. I'll just leave that guy in there at the moment. And we'll just go through this box here. Actually, I might bring the camera in, we'll see what we get in this box. Cool, so with the tools here, let's have a look at what we have here. We've got some Allen keys and these, which we'll use in a minute, are used to attach the, is it a vat? This is how much I know about it. The reservoir, the vat for the resin. So anyway, we'll play with that in a minute. Some other screws, I don't even know what they're for, but I guess we'll work that out. You do get some gloves. Obviously, probably you want to buy more. The power pack, cool, and obviously that goes with the power line adapter that I showed before, depending on your country. Just some PPE, got some, man, funky masks, cool. Go for something a bit different. Oh, you get a USB key. Trying to see how big this is. Does it even say it? I can't see. No idea how big the USB key is, but there's one in there. 2 scrapers. Plastic one, I guess, for cleaning. And I keep calling it the vat. I don't know. I'm probably going to correct me on that. I don't know what it's called. I'm assuming you use it to clean this out. You don't want to be scratching this guy, as far as I'm aware. So you wouldn't be using the metal one. I have heard good things about the little plastic ones for doing the cleanups and stuff. And then, yeah, you get apparently from the Ultra videos I've seen, a pretty good, you know, affordable scapula here. Spatula, say it right. For cleaning, obviously getting the designs off the build plate, which is cool. A few more masks. So you get what you need to get going, but obviously you'd probably end up buying some more things. So I'll start putting some of the things together, and maybe we'll even turn the guy on as well. Right, so I've just zoomed back out so we can put some of this together. I did quickly skim the, probably not going to see that with the lighting, sorry, the well, not the installation, what do you call it, the user manual, I guess it is. Yeah, it's a resin tank, not a resin vat, Colin, and I knew that. I just brain snap doing one of these recordings. It's authentic. I've never done 3D printing, so there you go. And apparently these screws in here are backup screws. So I guess is that when you're pulling the machine apart? I don't know. But anyway, what I might do is let's pull this off. Step 1, apparently. That nice, everyone likes a plastic screen removed. I don't know yet enough about these to know what I should worry too much about yet, but we'll once we get it up and running on another video, you know, that will be the next step. Pull that off the screen. And yeah, these are obviously finger screws, so you don't use the ones that came in there were just for the packing, I assume. Sorry, my lighting is not good on this side. I'll just make sure that that's on, so they go there. And then we have the build plate screen as well, that comes off. And that's pretty, it's too heavy actually, it's quite light. She just slides on, and this is this one finger clamp down. So as far as I can see, I think that's all you need to do. And shut it. So what I might do is grab this power plug and we'll see what the screen does when we turn it on. Again, I'll probably change cameras once that comes up. But yeah, we've got a blue light, so that's all good. Let's switch her on. I'm assuming there might even be a screen over this plastic screen here, little touch screen. I think it says Elegoo. And it's running a self-test. It's booted up, so there's a screen. I'll just bring the camera in and we'll have a look at what's on the on the actual screen. Now, excuse again the lighting, guys. I'm not really built. My room's not really built for all these changes of camera angle. And I'm on the other side of the printer just so I can see what we got here. Tool, manual, calibration, tank. Okay, so I won't do any of that because obviously I haven't plugged anything. There's nothing in here. There's no resin. Settings, information. Oh, sound, nice. Looks like we do have some IDs and version numbers and things like that. So I'll definitely have to check if it's got some firmware updates, which I'll take a look at and see if we can run them up as well, if it's got them. And then you've got the print. So there's calibration device self. Now I'm pretty sure that self-test was what it just ran when it booted up. Calibration, manual, tank cleaning, and stop. Okay, cool. No fail detected. Yeah, there's not a lot. So I guess one of the things, I think the Ultra actually has more settings. So, so I'm pretty sure one of the things the Ultra had, correct me if I'm wrong guys on the comments, but I was reading, this is where I sort of regret not getting the Ultra, if this is the case, it actually had some built-in exposure prints as well, potentially. But again, don't quote me on it, but yeah. So I did go ahead and plug the USB stick in because it did actually have a GUI file in there to actually show things on the screen, and just wanted to show like the if you go back to the device self-test and run that, you do get to see some of the movement straight out of the box, which is pretty cool. I did, and again, I'm not sure if it's wise, but just in terms of going straight in, looking at the printing tests. Actually, you can check that the screen worked because you get that via, if I go back, so it's hard to see from where I am here. The calibration screen, you actually can turn that on. Should have that shut, eh? You actually see that the screen's on, it looks fine. There's no errors in the screen, which is good, so it's not cracked or anything. I think people say, you know, use some paper on that. And then in the print one, if you actually just kick that off quickly, I just did that just to make sure that everything seems to be right in terms of it's moving down. Actually, even if you let it go all the way down, it detects there's no resin, it cancels the printing, so that's all good. It did the automatic calibration then in terms of the leveling. I believe that's what it just said. Again, I'll try that in the next video and actually put some resin and print something. I mainly just wanted to show an unboxing here of what you get in the package. And actually, I also can confirm, yes, the 4 Ultra has the ability to print 4 different exposure settings in test prints. So I'm just going to stop that guy. Sounds cool moving. So yeah, the Ultra probably obviously does have some awesome specs. Like it's got Wi-Fi, it's got the camera, it's got the up to 4 exposure settings, so really dialing the exposures without having to do 4 different prints. Is that worth the extra $100, $150 depending on your currency? It probably is. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed seeing what was in the just the standard Saturn 4 box and not just the Ultra, which is obviously going around the internet at the moment. I think for me, beginner printer, hopefully it's going to be good. I guess if I get into printing like I hope I do, then maybe I'll up it to the Ultra Saturn 5 or not. But anyway, it looks like a good beginner printer, easy to use. Hopefully easy to print successful prints as well, which I'll see. And yeah, check out, I'll hopefully put these on a playlist as I progress to the next level. Obviously getting one printed is the next step. running through things like Lychee, Chitterbox and Lychee Slicer and stuff to actually learn how to do all that sort of stuff. So going to do all that. We'll try and add it on our podcast and all those type of things as well, just as I learn. And hopefully if you are a beginner like me, can follow along and give me some suggestions. So anyway, that's another video from Old World Fanatics. We'll be printing some more miniatures very soon. Thanks for watching.